I was going to say, Caitlin Clark's been compared to you.
Yeah, but I think it almost robs her of like the rest of her game because she's such a good floor, she has her overall, floor game. She's racking up, close to triple doubles every night, and
Right.
like her shooting ability is, it's her superpower.
One thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. Don't get it twisted. Don't get up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
Clark isn't just making waves in the WNBA, she's changing the game. Her electrifying style of play is drawing more attention than the league has ever seen. But with the spotlight comes both admiration and animosity. Fame doesn't just bring cheers, it attracts critics. Some WNBA players have been anything but welcoming, and Clark has become a target. But here's the twist. NBA stars aren't staying silent. Jokic, along with other NBA greats, is speaking out in support of Clark. Having dealt with pressure, criticism, and high expectations themselves, they know exactly what she's facing. Now, some of the biggest names in the NBA are calling out the unfair treatment and giving Clark the respect she deserves. So what do these NBA legends really think of Caitlin Clark? Stick around as we break down the praise, advice, and unwavering support from those who know what it takes to rise above the hate. One thing's for sure, Clark's presence is already transforming the Indiana Fever, and once they get the right pieces, the league won't be ready for what's coming. Even Nikola Jokic, a player known for staying out of controversy, couldn't ignore what's happening with Caitlin Clark. The two-time MVP doesn't speak out often, but when asked about Clark, he didn't hold back. Nikola praised her mental toughness, calling it one of the most impressive parts of her game. He acknowledged how difficult it must be to deal with constant criticism from WNBA players, but gave her credit for staying focused and blocking out the noise. She just plays basketball. That's what I love about her. She doesn't let the outside talk affect her. Jokic's words reinforce what makes Caitlin Clark special. She's not just talented, but mentally tough. Despite the criticism and pressure, she keeps her focus where it matters, on the game. When one of the NBA's most composed and dominant players recognizes that, it speaks volumes. Clark isn't letting the outside noise shake her confidence, and as long as she stays locked in, her impact on the WNBA will only continue to grow. If anything, the criticism is just fuel for her to keep proving the doubters wrong, just like she always has. Another admirer of Caitlin Clark is Luca Dončić. Many have drawn comparisons between the two, as both have a natural ability to take over games offensively and have quickly become the faces of their respective leagues. Luca is known for being a fierce competitor, constantly trash-talking opponents, and proving he's a step ahead of everyone on the court. That's what makes his praise for Clark so remarkable. He didn't just call her a legend, he even admitted she's a better shooter than him. High praise coming from one of the most confident shot makers in the game today.
It's a woman, Steph Curry. She can shoot it better than me.
Caitlin Clark appears to be following a similar path to Luca Dončić, a prodigy turned superstar. The first milestone? Nearly unanimous Rookie of the Year honors. Luca missed out by just 2 votes and Caitlin by only 1, proving from the start that both were destined to dominate their leagues.
Caitlin, congratulations on an amazing season. Rookie of the Year is a big honor. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Luca has already lived up to his potential, reaching historic levels of offensive brilliance. Given Clark's skill, confidence, and relentless drive, it's only a matter of time before she does the same, cementing herself as one of the WNBA's biggest stars. Another NBA star who can relate to Caitlin Clark's journey is Victor Wembanyama. While their playstyles are vastly different, their path into the league is strikingly similar. Wembanyama entered the NBA as the most hyped prospect in decades, just as Clark did in the WNBA. Though he never played college basketball, he became a global sensation in the French League, much like Clark's meteoric rise at the University of Iowa. So when Wemby was asked about his favorite WNBA player, he had only one answer: Caitlin Clark. She wasn't just the most impressive WNBA prospect he had seen. She was the most impressive player, period.
When she was in college, the only college player that I was really in awe of the game,
Pulls it back, knocks it down.
I'm saying men and women's college basketball, she's probably the most impressive I've seen.
The expectations for Caitlin Clark and Victor Wembanyama were sky-high long before they ever stepped foot in the WNBA or NBA. Fans had been following their careers for years because both possess game-changing skills that make them must-watch TV. Clark's unmatched shooting range and Wembanyama's unbelievable length and versatility made them clear-cut #1 picks, sparking a race to the bottom in their respective leagues. They both entered as rookies last season and immediately shook the basketball world, delivering some of the best rookie campaigns we've ever seen. But with that greatness comes a challenge. There's a reason their teams had the #1 pick. Both joined struggling franchises, tasked with carrying the weight of a rebuild. Despite their jaw-dropping performances, team success won't come overnight. However, one thing is already certain: they're the face of their franchises. Caitlin Clark and Tyrese Haliburton have drawn plenty of comparisons, and for good reason. Both are elite three-point shooters who use their deep range to create plays for their teammates, making them two of the most dynamic young guards in the game. But the similarities go beyond their play styles. Both are rising stars who have quickly become the face of basketball in Indiana, a state that lives and breathes the sport. So it's no surprise that when Clark arrived, the media immediately turned to Haliburton for his thoughts on welcoming another young superstar to his city and organization.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for her to be here. I think it brings a lot of excitement to the city, and a city with a lot of young talent already as it is, and adding her, she's one of the faces of women's basketball, and for her to be here and under the same roof, I think is really exciting for me, and I think a lot of people in our organization, and just look forward to, watching her grow throughout the process, watching her get better. Looking forward to actually being able to cheer for her now. Now she's with the good guys.
So far, the two have really hit it off. They constantly watch each other's games and have become close friends. Tyrese talks about watching more and more WNBA games because of his newfound interest in following Clark and the Indiana Fever as they keep improving. Hopefully, they develop into a contending team as fast as Tyrese Haliburton did with the Indiana Pacers, too.
And it's been really cool to see her growth this last year, and the Fever as a whole, to see Kelsey get some playoff experience, and just the whole group, Aaliyah, the whole group. So just really cool to follow the team, and it's unfortunate that they lost, but they're a young group. They'll be back for success, and now locked in, watching more WNBA.
Caitlin Clark's winning mentality has been evident since her college days, and it's a big reason why WNBA arenas are packed every time she takes the court. Fans have followed her journey from Iowa, and among her admirers is NBA star Coby White. White's enthusiasm for Clark is unmistakable. He's been one of her biggest supporters throughout her rookie season, and his praise for her might just surprise you. But honestly, who wouldn't be a fan? With her flashy highlights, record-breaking performances, and undeniable star power, Clark has captivated not just fans, but NBA players who recognize greatness when they see it.
Been supporting Caitlin Clark for a while, and what she's been doing for the game. So this is my first time seeing him in person, so it's been dope.
What was it like when you saw her hit that three?
Which one? The one that broke the record was crazy. I think she put up 2 feet beyond half court. So for me to see it in person, she's legit. She's the best. So she's the GOAT. So her skill set far exceeds everyone.
Patrick Beverly has also weighed in on Caitlin Clark, pointing out that everything involving her draws more attention than it would for any other WNBA player, including the physical, borderline dirty plays she's been subjected to. In a way, Clark is facing the same aggressive treatment Beverly himself has dished out to NBA superstars throughout his career. But despite the extra contact, Beverly has nothing but praise for Clark. Speaking on Gilbert Arenas' podcast, he emphasized how her skill and basketball IQ set her apart, allowing her to dominate even without elite athleticism. And while Clark's rise has sparked controversy, Beverly believes the added attention is ultimately great for the WNBA.
This woman, Caitlin Clark, she's not the tallest. She doesn't have a crazy frame but she got women's basketball on lock right now. And she hasn't really been in it in a while, and a lot of people haven't seen a lot of it. Anything that happens with her is going to be magnified, right? Which is great for the WNBA.
Just when you thought things couldn't get more interesting, Shaquille O'Neal took his praise for Caitlin Clark to another level. On Angel Reese's podcast, right in front of her biggest critic, Shaq didn't hold back. It was a powerful moment, an NBA legend standing up for Clark in the most unexpected place. His words left no doubt. Caitlin is special, and even those who have criticized her couldn't ignore the truth. Get ready to hear it straight from the Big Diesel himself.
And I was a hater because, you know, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot. And bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot. Man, like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth. So I'm telling.
The controversy and immense pressure surrounding Caitlin Clark could break many players. But Dallas star Anthony Davis applauds her for how well she's handled it all. Davis understands this journey better than most. He entered the NBA as one of the most highly touted prospects, and he's watched his former teammate LeBron James navigate an even greater spotlight. He knows the challenges: constant criticism, media narratives, and the physical leap to the pros. After watching Clark, Davis has no doubt about her future success. She's faced every hurdle with tenacity and grace, proving she's built for greatness.
And I think she handles you know, all the criticism and everything that's going on, you know, fairly well. Like,
sure.
She never let nothing like knock her off her square, man. You know,
they got Indiana games.
Yeah, like I just saw the interview when she was and they asked her about the not being on the Olympic team. She was like,
"What a great answer she gave."
Great answer. I think she'll be fine, and all the stuff about the physicality and it comes with the league.
It comes with it, yeah.
No, you're a rookie.
By now, it's been said countless times. Physicality has become one of the biggest talking points in the WNBA, especially when it comes to Caitlin Clark. With so many new eyes on the league, comparisons to the NBA have become inevitable, as fans try to measure Clark's impact against the more familiar product. Even NBA champion Michael Porter Jr. has weighed in, speculating on how Caitlin would fare in the NBA. On his podcast, he emphasized the stark difference in physicality between the two leagues. While his comments weren't exactly glowing, the mere fact that Clark is even part of this conversation speaks to her greatness.
Caitlin's cold. That's the one girl that I was like, okay, if she was in an NBA game, yeah, on defense, she would get cooked. But offensively, like, she'll knock down some corner threes or like a swing three. Like, she actually would, because she can shoot from that far, you know?
Now, on to someone who can truly relate to Caitlin Clark's journey, LeBron James. There's no better person to offer praise and advice than someone who's been in her shoes before. LeBron was possibly the most hyped prospect in basketball history, entering the NBA straight out of high school with GOAT-level expectations before even playing a game. Clark's league-changing hype is on a similar level, and with that kind of fame comes inevitable hate and scrutiny. Like Caitlin, LeBron had a target on his back from day one. Opponents played even harder against him. The media analyzed his every move, and critics waited for him to fail. But none of that stopped him from achieving greatness, a feat very few have ever managed. That's why it's significant that LeBron has voiced his support for Clark, even offering guidance directly to her. Much of his advice centers around listening, learning, and staying humble, something Clark has already embraced as a student of the game. If LeBron's track record of predicting greatness means anything, Clark is destined for an incredible career, and hopefully, this time around, the haters will recognize and appreciate generational talent instead of trying to tear it down.
My advice to Caitlin, and my advice to anyone that comes in with this, this level of like notoriety, out of this world expectation, whatever the case may be, I just think it's all about having, be a horse, man. The Kentucky Derby, put your blinders on, go to work, show up to work, punch your clock in, prepare yourself, work on your game, work on your craft, kind of keep your mouth shut, and just learn from the vets. When they ask, you voice your opinion if they want your opinion, man, early on, because everybody is looking for you to say anything and they're gonna splice it and cut it and make it a negative thing. But I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. I hope they do great.
Caitlin Clark's rise isn't just about hype. It's about undeniable talent. Her popularity is simply the result of her elite basketball ability. After one of her most dominant performances, star point guard Trae Young couldn't help but give her the recognition she deserved. Young and Clark share many similarities in their playing style. Neither relies on size or strength to dominate. Instead, they use elite shot creation, playmaking, and deep shooting range to control the game. Their ability to score from anywhere forces defenses to respect every inch of the court, opening up opportunities for their teammates. Because of these similarities, Trae broke down exactly how Clark is able to explode for massive scoring performances. His analysis highlights not just his own experience as a point guard, but also Clark's already elite basketball IQ. Even at a young age, she has the ability to read defenses, make the right decisions, and orchestrate an offense, a skill that defines all-time great guards.
I mean, it's crazy. Like 40 and 12, like people don't understand. Like that's not easy. Like scoring and then getting everybody involved. Like what she's doing is unbelievable. She was using her hang dribble just to read if she was gonna be able to blow by her defender or not, and she was just doing step backs and side steps and dribbling in the lane, dribbling back out, and then shooting threes. But it started with her getting to the basket and just getting some layups, getting easy ones, getting some and ones to start the game. Like you could tell that she had a plan on what she was doing all night.
Even Steph Curry had to chime in on Caitlin Clark. After all, Luca Dončić isn't the only one making the comparison. Clark has carried the female Steph Curry label since college, and it's easy to see why. Her deep three-point range is the most obvious similarity, but the parallels run deeper. Even their shooting forms are alike, both featuring a lightning-quick release that leaves defenders helpless. But being like Steph Curry isn't just about shooting. It's about impacting the game beyond scoring. Steph himself has recognized that Clark has more than just elite shooting ability. To truly mirror Curry's greatness, a player must turn the game into a spectacle, elevate teammates, and influence the game even without the ball. That's what separates Curry from every other guard trying to replicate his shot, and it's why he's been outspoken in his praise for Clark.
I saw somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. And then her just confidence, you can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. It's crazy though, just because her shot is like that, it's at that level. If you really watch, like her floor game is as impressive. So it's kind of the total package. And her being the French breaking that record, and the amount of attention that she has gained over the course of these last couple of years. Every building she goes into, there's a different energy. Like, it's great for her, great for women's basketball.
Steph Curry represented the NBA in a historic three-point shootout against the WNBA's Sabrina Ionescu, in what became a thrilling, down-to-the-wire battle that Curry narrowly won. Now that NBA versus WNBA three-point contests are becoming a reality, could we eventually see Caitlin Clark go toe-to-toe with her idol? So far, she has declined to join the competition, but she's made it clear that she's open to the challenge in the future. Let's just say fingers are crossed, because if Clark steps onto that stage, it would be must-watch basketball. When it comes to controversy in the NBA, few names come to mind faster than Draymond Green. Never one to shy away from sharing his opinions, it's no surprise that he's weighed in on Caitlin Clark on his podcast. Green has long been a symbol of the enforcer role in the NBA, a player who thrives on physicality, intimidation, and protecting teammates. That's why his perspective on the WNBA's physical treatment of Clark is especially interesting. Rookie hazing has always existed, but when you're the most hyped rookie in league history, the target on your back is even bigger. While Green acknowledges Clark's greatness, he also took the opportunity to highlight past WNBA legends who paved the way for today's stars. On his podcast, he listed many of the league's pioneers, reminding fans that while Clark is blowing the roof off the WNBA as its newest star, she's walking through a door that was opened by those before her. In the end, Green sees it as a great moment for the league, but also a reminder to never forget the trailblazers who started the movement.
I think, like you said, Caitlin's been great, but I've heard no one say Caitlin got the opportunity to be this because of all the sweat of these women that came before her. You know, so like it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Like, Caitlin has 1,000% brought an uptick in popularity to the league, which is great.
Caitlin Clark isn't just changing the WNBA, she's forcing the entire basketball world to pay attention. The biggest NBA stars can't help but chime in on what she's doing, and even people who never watched the WNBA before now have plenty to say about the league. With sold-out arenas and record-breaking viewership, Clark has brought both praise and criticism from all angles. But what do you think? Has Caitlin Clark's rise changed how you see the WNBA? Do you agree with what these NBA players have said about her? Let us know in the comments. One thing is certain, Caitlin Clark's journey is just beginning. If she stays on this trajectory, the future of the WNBA is brighter than ever.